All right. What's up, Triple Cross Podcast? Q is growing a beard, and we're talking about the NBA on a Thursday. Things are crazy around here. We're going to talk NBA All-Stars, but first, we're going to show you a video Casey made. We made it a long time ago, but we're going to show it anyway.
Lillard with 47 tonight, working it down to 2-1, a deep three. What? Blazers win the series. A walk-off three for Damian Lillard.
Samuel, wide receiver screen, good play, big play, and in for the touchdown.
And Turner looks for the deep left field, raising back his profile, and it's a 1-0 start for the Dodgers.
Second batter of the game, and the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead.
All right. How's everybody doing today? It's the triple. We're here. We're doing Triple Cross. We're doing basketball on Thursday. Things feel weird. You guys okay? Feeling all right about it?
I think I'm going to get through it, honestly.
Okay. Good to hear. Q's not. I mean, Q was just telling us how he's so worried and anxious about this change that he's actually getting physically sick. He's getting a cold from it.
Literally, physically sick.
Because we're not talking about basketball on a Saturday, but it's gonna be Christmas Eve on a Saturday. To be fair,
don't worry, Q.
We might do something though. A little teaser, a little surprise. We might do something. Might not. Who knows? It's gonna be Christmas Eve. It really depends on how much trouble we get in with our families for not being around them.
I got a question.
Okay.
How much of a panic were you in trying to prepare for this episode? Because I feel like I'm all over the place right now.
Me or you?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm all over the place. I know that. I'm asking, how do you feel?
I'm
about
good.
this?
Well, I used the leftover from if anybody's watching Saturday's episode, we had some stuff we didn't cover, so I just used the leftovers. Honestly, we're eating leftovers tonight, boys, and those leftovers are NBA All-Stars. We're gonna do a couple little segments here. We're gonna do a little "Should They Be an All-Star" segment, and then we are gonna get into who we actually think will make the All-Star team. Not necessarily who we think will make the All-Star team, right? Who we think should make the All-Star team.
Right. Not predictions, our own like projections, if you will, I guess.
Yes.
Something along the lines.
Okay. So to kick it off, I'm gonna do a little thing here where I will pull up stats on these guys, but initially I will not. Like, I'm just going to ask for your like gut reaction on them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to have any stats. You're just going to have to give me a gut reaction. So first and foremost, I'm going to call an audible.
Oh, great. That's what people love to do right out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. Play one. I'm reading the defense. Okay. Q. Should Desmond Bane be an All-Star this year?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. All right. I expect it. I respect it. Casey, should Desmond Bane be an All-Star this year? Not will he, should he?
Hell yeah, he should be an All-Star.
Nice. I like it. I like the hot take. Do you want to defend? Either of you want to defend yourselves? Q, why not?
Nah. He's just not doing it for me just yet. I mean, he's definitely most improved, but I just feel like there's so many guys I would throw in front of him. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Like who?
I mean,
we're going to get to that, right? Like, we're going to get
to that.
He doesn't need to let the cat out of the bag yet.
Like this guy's like who?
Statistically. All right. Before I get into that, Casey, why should he be an All-Star this year?
I mean, the bottom line is the dude gets buckets, and that's what the league's about, right?
The league is about
when in doubt, bucket getters make the All-Star team, and maybe it's like, a little passing of the old guard to the new guard. Like, you said something in pre-show where you said, it's tough to make the All-Star team for the first time, and maybe it shouldn't be that tough. Maybe it shouldn't be that tough. Maybe that's my take.
Desmond Bane would be a first-time All-Star, currently averaging 24.7 points per game in 33.6 minutes, and dude plays every game. He doesn't load manage because he's young.
And
4.9
team.
rebounds, 4.8 assists, highly efficient player. I don't know, man. To me, Desmond Bane, like if it's a meritocracy, if the NBA is a meritocracy and the best players make the All-Star team, I'm looking at it in the West. This is what's really tough about it is that Desmond Bane is a guard in the West. All right. So that's what he's got going against him. So I'm going to say probably not because of that. Probably not, but I wish there could be crossover. So some of these guys who are like guard forwards could make it as a forward or a front court player instead of a guard. If that could happen, then I would probably have Desmond Bane making it as a guard.
Maybe I shouldn't reveal anything.
Yeah, you don't have to reveal, but it's like there's two guards out of the West that are just like very clear, you know what I mean? And then there's a third that I think is statistically also very clear. So that's 3 out of the 4 guaranteed spots for guards, you know what I mean? Like he's got to get that last spot against some other very good guards.
Bro, this is such a tease, like having our own rosters and just not being able to dive right into the whole thing. But all right, do your thing, run your show, boy.
Hey, that's called an open loop, Casey.
All right,
we're teasing people. Just
I'm gonna close it hard though. I'm gonna close it hard.
We're gonna reveal who all 3 of us think will be the entire full All-Star team this year. All right, person number 2. I'll go to Casey first this time. Casey, should Lauri Markkanen be an All-Star this year?
Oh man, this one's tough. But
he's very border.
I think based on the position he plays and kind of the way that the rest of that looks in the West, I got him making it by a hair. I mean, these are both great questions, by the way. They're both last that I have making it in their respective positions.
Yeah, right. So Lauri again. If you think Desmond Bane is a competitor for most improved, let's talk about that. All right. So Desmond Bane last year averaged 14.8 points per game in 26.8 minutes. This year he's 24.7. He has gained almost a full 10 points per game. He is playing a little more, 33.6 minutes. Should we talk Markkanen? Lauri Markkanen last year, that was career. That was career versus this year. So 14.8 is his career average. 24.8 is this year's average. Lauri Markkanen, 22.8 this year, 16.1 career average. So not as big of a jump. However, Lauri Markkanen also picks up 8.2 boards a game, which Desmond Bane isn't like crazy impressive in any other stat category other than points. I actually put. So Q to you, Lauri Markkanen, All-Star this year or no?
No.
Interesting.
No.
I saw that coming. Right. I saw that one coming.
Yeah, Q is all about snubbing the Jazz, so I get it.
Bro, what do we talk? We're talking about the All-Star game. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean.
I would be.
Those type of guys don't make it.
I am very curious to see what.
This isn't who we think is going to make it, though.
Yeah, it's not who we think is. It's who we think should.
I don't think
you don't think you should. I am curious to see what 6 forwards in the West you have in front of Lauri Markkanen, because I mean, given I definitely have some Jazz biased, I try not to let it affect me. I pick against the Jazz when I think they're going to lose. I think on meritocracy, Lauri Markkanen is one of the 6 best forwards or front court players in the West, and that he should make it. Small market players. It's hard to be a first-time All-Star. It's also hard to be an All-Star from a small market. So will he? Maybe not. I mean, I think Rudy Gobert made his first All-Star team maybe 2 or 3 years after he should have for the first time. But other players like Donovan Mitchell probably made it the year he should have. Okay, let's move on to some large market. Mid-3, Q. Any of the mid-3, who do you think? Who do you think should be an All-Star?
Any of the mid-3?
Yeah, so Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson.
I could see an argument being made for Julius Randle.
Okay. What would that argument be per se?
I'll make the argument because I got him in. Averages almost a double-double. I mean, again, he's getting buckets, and that team is looking better than people expected. And he's, sure, it's 3-man kind of trio there, but like he's probably the single biggest reason, right? Like, there's a reason Q said his name over the other two. And that's kind of where I sit on it.
And he's also, I mean, not that this is a factor, but he's pretty popular too. So
Right. He's in a large market. He's pretty popular. He's visible for sure. I don't think he'd be a starter, right? So fan voting isn't going to get him in. It's going to be the coaches voting. But at the same time, I think visibility even matters to the coaches if we're being honest. I think especially with the coaches voting, team status, like where the team is, comes into play a lot. So like I'll throw out a scenario here that I think is unlikely, but like this is like a could happen situation. I could see a world where like a Grant Williams gets in, or like a Chris Middleton gets in, and Julius Randle doesn't, even though he's statistically better than those guys. Does that make sense? Right? Because their teams are kind of at the top, and they're going to get in on coaches voting. So should he? Yes, in meritocracy, I think he should. I do think Chris Middleton still has plenty of time to like play. He just kind of came back from injury. So if Chris Middleton like really goes like plays like Chris Middleton can, then Julius Randle is definitely a guy I think he might bump. All right, one more. Nope, two more. It's an obscure one. Bojan Bogdanovic. He would be a first-time All-Star at 36. Currently the leading scorer for the Detroit Pistons. I won't tell you his stats, but yeah. Q, to you.
I'm gonna go with no. Sorry.
Casey.
I think this is the first one we agree on. I'm going with no.
Statistically speaking, well, I don't know. He's borderline equal to some people like Julius Randle. Like he's but again, I think team status matters. So I'm going to agree with both of you guys here. I think pure meritocracy, if he's like, is he as good as them? Maybe, but if you are leading your team and your team is in the cellar in the East, right, or in the West, then it matters. So you got to be clear. I can think of another player on a team toward the cellar who I'm like, I've got them in. I think they're gonna be, but that person's like a very clear all-star.
It's obvious.
Yeah. All right, last one. Casey, should Tyler Herro be an all-star?
I don't have him in there.
You don't think so? Q.
The guards are tough, man. Guards are deep. Just name after name. Like there's a bunch of dudes in contention, and it is tough to draw a line in the sand. But I guess I did above him.
Q. What about you, Tyler Herro?
Absolutely not.
What? Really? Why?
I would have
thought you would have him in.
Like Casey just said, the guards are just way too deep, and he's just not on that level yet. Like
Q is a no on every single person we said. I'm curious.
I said Julius Randle.
Oh, you said Julius Randle. That's right. You know what who I wanted to stop on was Jalen Brunson, right? Like he's an interesting, but I'm gonna say this: if you don't have Tyler Herro in, you should not have Jalen Brunson. If you have Jalen Brunson in, you don't have Tyler Herro in, then you've got it pretty objectively wrong on meritocracy, right? Like Jalen Brunson might be more popular, but not really. I think Tyler Herro is really popular.
No, I think Tyler Herro is more popular than Jalen.
I also think Tyler Herro is averaging 21.1 a game and shooting 40.9% from the 3-point line. I like that. He's one of the leading scoring guards in the East. Like he's in the top probably 6 leading scoring guards in the East. So it depends how the wild cards fall, But if the wild cards both fell to guards, I think that he should be in.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Cool. Let's move on to we've teased it enough. Let's move on to who we actually think will be in. So here's how we're gonna do this. I got a little chart here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will be able to see this. But if you're just listening to us, we will try and commentate through it the best we can. I'm interested to see who we're gonna snub here because there will be some very real snubs in this episode. And I'm also interested to see like Q is like out on everybody, so I'm interested to see who Q puts in. But we will start. Q oniest all our names. So you're KCOS,
Casius, Jonathonius.
I would, you know what I would do for you? I would call you like Caceres or Casarian. You know, like
What is
I would
that?
Targaryen your name. That's
Yeah, I respect that.
it's a better look.
Casius.
But it was Q's call, so I'm Jonathonius. Okay, East Guard number 1. I think in no particular order, my 2 starting East guards. I'm not gonna put them in order, but I'm gonna say who deserves it, right? Not who do I think it will be, who deserves it. Because remember, fan voting has a lot to do with the starters. So I actually, if I were to predict who it won't or like who it will be, I don't think it would be this person, but who it should be. East Guard number 1 as Donovan Mitchell. Casey, to you.
Well, we're just doing one at a time. You're not doing the pair.
No, we'll go across and then we'll discuss for a second.
Yeah.
All right. So no particular order. All right. We're in the East. Yeah. I'll go. Okay. No particular order. I'll go with my guy. He's been my guy, I guess, this year. In this exercise, when in doubt, I went with dudes on my fantasy team if they were one of them I was considering, and this guy is. I'll go Hallie.
Interesting.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I already know you guys are gonna hate the way I have them laid
got Hallie as a starter.
That's very
you gotta okay, but again, remember we're saying who should be, not who will be. Right?
I respect the hell out of some dimes. And this man has got dimes.
This man's got dimes. Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Quintonius.
I'm going to go with Trae Young.
Okay. Are you no particular order, or do you think this will be like the first starting guard out of the East?
Yeah, no, this is gonna be the starting for me.
Okay. I mean, giving away the goat here, but I don't have any qualms with Trae Young as a starting guard in the East. Yeah, and especially I think, fan vote all of it.
Yep.
Yeah, fan vote all of it. That said, if Casey snubs Donovan Mitchell is the top scoring guard out of the East, like pretty far and away from Hallie. I get that you respect some dimes. Like that's really the argument for Hallie is like, oh, but he's a double machine. But yeah, just the game's about buckets, man. The game's about buckets. If you got Desmond Bain in,
man, I'm friggin' I'm on a carousel here, like it's just.
I know. I'm just trying to change your mind.
I'm in a blender.
Yeah. You got any problems with Hallie here as a starter?
Yeah, a starter is a hard.
If it fits better in your guys' brain, I do have him as the 2, but I wanted to lead with the guy on my team. I mean, so you could bump him into the 2 spot for me if you know.
Okay, we'll do that. I have less issues with it now, but I still have issues.
I could reveal my 1. I mean, I could start the next one off if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
I have Trae Young here, so
yes, and this is okay. Yeah, I mean,
this is tough.
There's a reason I didn't have a problem with Trae Young in this spot. Q,
but that means
you got Hallie in the second spot out of the East. Okay.
Yeah.
Q, who you got in the second spot?
I got Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell in the second spot. I have Trae Young in the second spot. We all look pretty similar here, but Tyrese Halliburton is definitely an odd man out. Let me make some acknowledgments here. Okay, well, first of all, Q, you and I have the same 2 starting guards out of the East. Do you think that this is actually how it will play out or how it should?
I think, yeah, this is probably how it's gonna play out. You
think it's how it will?
Yeah, I think it could also be like give or take one like position that's probably interchangeable here. I don't know.
So I don't think that this is how it will play out specifically because fan voting makes up 50% of the weight on the starters.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got some pretty clear snubs here. Kyrie Irving being one of them.
So, yeah, Kyrie's gonna be. That's
we gotta wait
I
till
know
we
Donovan
reveal the
Mitchell for
reserves here,
sure
right?
is gonna be the starting on the East.
That's what I'm saying. I do think Trey
But-
will be a starter. I don't think Donovan Mitchell actually will be a starter, but he deserves to be.
So you're saying I got it right with him
What?
at least. Done. Like I don't
No,
have
you
him as
don't-
a starter.
You don't have him as a starter.
You just-
You're more accurate, but Tyrese Halliburton both should not. He does both does not deserve to be and will not be.
It's okay. I want the smoke. I want the smoke.
Look, this is coming from a Hallie lover. I love me
him
some
too,
dimes
but he's
too.
not gonna be a starter.
No.
That's not. Yeah, right.
Right. If I actually had to pick a point guard to build my team around of all the point guards in the NBA, it legit might be Tyrese Halliburton. And I know Steph Curry is a point guard. All right. Like I remember. So like
I guess if you're factoring in age and like
I'm a
longevity
big
of
fan of
franchise.
pass first guards, big time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Donovan Mitchell deserves to be, but I don't think he will be. I think it'll either be.
I mean,
I do.
Speaking as a 5'6" white guy, I'm like, yeah, pass first guards are my favorite, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I could almost imagine myself doing something similar to that.
Similar-ish to that.
Kind of.
I think Kyrie's gonna be the starting point guard.
Real. So here's the other one. What about Jaylen Brown? You don't think Jaylen Brown's
Jaylen
gonna be a starter?
Brown's.
Remember, fan votes 50%, player vote, and then media. 25% to player vote and 25% to media.
Yeah,
I think it actually will be Jaylen Brown, but fan vote will go to Kyrie, I think.
John, don't you think we're stomping
Jaylen
on
Brown's
the
a
conversation
shooting
for when
guard,
we
though.
hit reserve guards?
I mean, I think that these are all players that may be pretty clearly in reserves. So yeah, we can have snub conversations for starters for sure.
Okay. Are we going to reserve guards next, or just going down this list?
We'll go down this list. All right, let's move on. East front court. In the one spot, or what? Who's the first East front court player that you have in no particular order, Quentin?
Yeah, well, I'm first on this
You're right.
one.
You getting tired?
Yeah.
You yawned. Literally, that's the first time you've yawned. It was literally when I asked you a question.
I'm gonna go with Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Solid.
The first person I have here in no particular order is Mr. Joel Embiid.
That surprised me, actually. It surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I will take every chance I can to hate on the Sixers, but he deserves a starting spot. But go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm actually pretty surprised. We're gonna go three-way here. Similar to how I guess we didn't on the first one, but yeah, I got Giannis.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean,
you know,
have you heard of that guy? I mean,
MVP candidate,
pretty
Giannis.
good.
Hey,
there you go. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see you do that.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, look. So we all did no particular order, right? We didn't say who we thought our like top front court guy was out of the East.
I think I'd
You
stand
think
by
you'd say
Giannis,
that's your top
honestly.
front court?
I'm
Okay.
literally
It's tough
going
to beat him.
from point guard, shooting guard.
Oh,
Three,
I got you. So you
five.
like 1, 2, 3. I got okay.
That kind of was another part
That
of my
does
thinking
make
with
sense.
Hallie, like the distributor guy, kind of like.
Okay. All right.
I
All right. Let's
mean-
move on to the second spot then. Before we let's go through the front court, then we'll discuss. Are you up, Casey? No, I'm up. In my second spot, I have. I'm trying to remember who I snubbed out of the front court. Okay, I got it. In my second spot, I have Mr. Giannis. Better for consistency's sake, Giannis A.
All right. Well,
or
we're
Casey?
doing a little like merry-go-round thing here because I got Tatum in my 2 spot. So
Yep. I mean, there's a snub a coming. You.
somewhere.
Giannis. The 4.
Interesting. All right. Casey, to you. Last spot.
Ooh, back to me. Oh man. Somehow that caught me by surprise. Oh man. Yeah, no, I don't really like where this is headed. But I've got KD here.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. I mean, seeing
Are you about
Embiid
to
be
snub
your
Kate?
one,
This is my
John?
question, Q. Are you about to snub Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Embiid, but also I would have
You are
swap.
so just to be clear, Q, you are snubbing last year's captain from the East.
No, I would have swapped Tatum for KD, but
So you would have you would
yeah,
have KD here. Or do you
yeah,
want to
I
do
would
that or
actually
you
put KD there. I would actually put KD there.
Snubbing Tatum though. That's
you're snubbing an
too.
MVP candidate, which I will not
Because
do.
KD doesn't. I'm thinking
I'm
about it
snubbing
from
KD.
like a position standpoint, but it's the All-Star game, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So KD could play the 3, but
Yeah. So just for clarity, I will do that like positional thing. But yeah, I am snubbing KD. In my opinion, he deserves of these people. He deserves the starting spot the least. Again, fan vote. He'll probably get it, but
yeah,
he deserves.
I didn't really do mine positionally, and I don't know how that.
Yeah, just
shake
for
out.
clarity, I'll probably switch Giannis and
Giannis
KD.
will be playing the 5 here.
Just straight up, yeah.
KD will play the 4. Tatum will play the 3,
I think they're pretty either one, maybe.
or they're
I don't know.
interchangeable, I guess.
Yeah,
Tatum,
yeah. I'm just
Durant,
gonna leave it like
it's
that, so there's not very much.
I mean,
work.
that'd be a problem. I'd love to see an NBA team actually have. Like, could you imagine those guys on the same team? Like, oh, who's the 3? Who's the 4? But like, it doesn't matter.
It
Go
doesn't
score
matter.
on everybody. Go score 200 points in a game. Like,
Yeah, that is pretty much what happens in the All-Star game.
I mean, you definitely want Jason Tatum playing the 3 though, because KD's way taller.
Yeah, Katie Katie plays really well in that kind of high post, mid post. So to recap, my starting lineup in the East is Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, with a snub to Kevin Durant, last year's captain. I don't think he'll be a starter in these. I don't think he should be a starter in these. He probably will be, but I don't think he should. Casey's starting lineup: Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, hot take, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Quentin's starting 5: Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. You guys both have, so you have a snub to Embiid, Casey, who is currently the leading points per game scorer in the NBA. And Quentin's got a snub to Jason Tatum, who is a MVP candidate, has been a leader in the MVP race. So, I mean, I snubbed a dude who was last year's captain. Casey snubbing the leading scorer. Q snubbing the highest, biggest contender in the MVP race. One more just fun little thing I just came up with. The person who gets the most fan votes is the person who is the captain of the East. Who do you guys think the captain will be in your team? I'll go first. I think the captain is going to be Jason Tatum. I think he's going to get the most votes.
Just bold it or something.
Okay.
Solid. So it's who we think is going to get the most. Well, that's a weird.
Most fan votes.
That's kind of a weird distinction because that's not even how we're doing the rosters, right? Like
that's
kind
true.
of who we
so
think
you,
should.
That's
be.
I guess question number 1.
So kind of like who do you think is Tatum? Who you think should be the captain?
No, this is who I think Tatum will get the most fan votes.
Okay.
So are you saying that there's a player who you think will get the most fan votes who is not in your lineup?
No. What I mean is like deciding on captain is different.
Yeah. We're predicting who will be the. I guess I'm assuming that whoever gets the most fan votes is probably in our lineup.
I'll sure. Yeah. Okay. I'll second your Tatum. It's acceptable to me.
Go with KD.
Q can't third it, so Q's gonna go with KD. So we got a small forward at least.
Or wait, hold on.
Oh,
I know, right? Giannis. We basically all said that Giannis will not be the top vote getter.
So I even thought about Trae Young. Honestly, I was like, Trae Young might be the guy.
With Trae Young,
actually switch mine to Trae Young. That's
I'm
where
gonna
my
go
heart
Giannis.
was, really.
I'm gonna go Giannis.
Okay.
We're just all over
Dude,
the place.
it's
like
tough, right? Like the East is like pretty top heavy. All right, let's move on. And we're going to the West starting 5. So I'll start again. We'll just reset this whole thing. The West starting 5. West guard number 1, who deserves it most, Mr. Luka Doncic. Casey.
It's fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. Well deserved, but just to be different and to be on brand. Well, Steph.
Yep. You
No,
got
I
Steph in
didn't
that
even
one
watch
spot.
you typing that out, but it was there.
Yeah, I mean, I already knew. Q, who's your number one West starting guard here?
It's
Are you going 1 through 5 again?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be Steph Curry here.
All right. Okay, and I will move that into my 2 spot because we'll move Luka into my 2 spot because I do think Steph is the other starting guard in the West. Q or Casey, who's your other starting guard?
I
in
mean,
the
we're
West?
gonna be boring here. I have a feeling, Luka.
Yep. Okay. Q, are you different here? Are you wrong here, or do you have Luka as well? Okay.
I got Luka playing shooting guard.
The West has 2 clear guard, like runaway guards, basically, and it's these 2. There's some other really good, Ja is
Ja Morant.
Ja's in consideration, but like both these guys are averaging over 30 a game. I mean,
Yeah,
Bro, I actually think the next tab when we go to reserves will be a much better conversation.
it will be.
That's
more
why
fun.
I didn't want to get too far into it early because I'm like, this is not where it's supposed to happen. Like,
All right, West.
we're not
front
going to
court.
disagree a lot here.
West front court first spot. I have. Wait, let me.
Are you going with a 3 or are you going with?
Well, I have. Oh, let me just do it. All right, like West.
Because
West
I'm
front
pivoting
court.
on the fly too.
Again, we're saying who deserves it, not who we think it will be. But I think I line up
Thank you.
here.
I thought you were gonna be silly here.
I mean, I'm not gonna. He deserves it. Like I mean, he's one of the best, like all category stats leaders in the league. Maybe the best in all categories, all majors. Go ahead, Casey.
So yeah, this isn't the first guy I wrote down, but to stick with positional, kind of you stick with like the closest to a 3. Let's get silly. We have Sabonis.
All right. Hold on. Wait. Sabonis is the closest thing you have to a 3 here.
I mean, I think so.
Oh my God. All right.
You
All
let me
right,
know
I like
after.
it.
You let me know. Well,
Casey's starting lineups are weird as hell, man. He's got Tyrese Halliburton and Demantis Sabonis.
I mean, maybe depends. You let me know if we can move it around after. You can let me know.
All right, yeah. Well, but I think I know who your other 2 are, and I think you're right. He's probably the closest to a 3, honestly.
There's a guy with better passing skills for sure, but like, is he?
No, he's a 5. The one you're thinking about.
That's what I mean. Like, what are we doing?
He's a hard 5, but I think the other person you have is maybe more of a 3, but he plays the 4 mostly. I mean, Sabonis plays the 5 mostly. Yeah, you got 3 big dudes basically.
We shall see. See.
All right.
I did like that reaction though. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, Quintonius. Who do you got in the 3 spot? Who do you got in the 3 spot? I mean, I can just think, right? All right.
The GOAT.
By the way, Demontis Sabonis almost goes along with our like theme of our names right now. Like
I know
you could just be in the
Sabonis,
4th slot. Like
Sabonis. Let me hit him up. Let me text him and see if he'll come on the podcast right now.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Cool. Yeah, he said he would. He'll be here in a few minutes.
Dope.
Front court number 2. As much as Q's already bolding his captain, as much as this is just an absolute freaking kick in my crotch.
Yo, John, before we get going, we have a comment here. I know you're busy playing, that's all. I'll pay attention to this for you. Got a comment here from Nick saying, very surprising that Spida wasn't the consensus first East guard. I say this is the Pacers and Hallie's super fan.
Yeah. Okay. So great point. We went kind of like 1 through 5 positionally, if that makes sense. So like I guess not really, because I would actually flip Donovan and Trey in mine, but Casey
and I don't even know.
Yeah,
I wasn't really playing that game there.
Yeah, never mind. No, it Donovan Mitchell. So I think we were being more. Well, actually, let me ask you, Quentin. Out of these 2, who do you have as like the first one, the number 1 spot? Not necessarily the point guard, but the number 1 spot, Trey or Donovan?
Wait, what do you mean by that? By like number 1
the
guard?
top,
who's your point guard?
Who's your point guard, but who is the number 1 overall guard in the East?
Yeah, I'd say Donovan Mitchell. It'd be like super close though. Like
those 2 are close.
But yeah, easily Donovan.
I would also say Donovan. So yes, Nick, Q and I have it as consensus. Donovan Mitchell. Casey doesn't even have Donovan Mitchell as a starter because he's got Hallie as a starter, which I love Hallie, but I don't think he's gonna be a starter.
All right, I'm here to be different. And I don't
Cool.
know I don't know who the one would be out of those two. I mean, flip a coin. Like,
Right. All right. So, this is like a kick in the freaking nuts for me to write this here.
Uh-oh.
I just want you to know that, Q.
Yes.
I am a staunch Laker hater, but yeah, I think there's gonna be 2 Lakers in the starting lineup.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
That's
you
fine.
can.
I mean, can
keep
I just
that.
write? Yeah, Casey.
You can toss them up there for me too.
All right,
Yep,
and for Q as well.
Yep.
I can't
2
believe
Lakers.
as a
2
podcast we are in on Anthony Davis, and it makes me sad. All right,
2 Lakers.
I think we're going to be across the board here as well, so I'll just kind of go.
Yep.
Casey,
Let's ride.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
It's country. Come on, bro.
all right.
Russell wasn't. He's practiced that so many times. I mean, at least give him that. Like, he's good at
in the
saying
mirror,
that.
probably just like he practices high fiving
Nuggets
people.
country.
Yeah,
Let's
he just,
let's nug. I don't know. What do the Nuggets even do? What do Nuggets do?
Let's nug.
they be gold. Let's nug.
just sit there.
I'm gonna nug you.
Let's sit there and be nuggets of yeah.
I want to take back everything.
Let's not derail this.
10
All right,
seconds.
Casey, who's your captain in the West? Who do you think the captain?
Oh
would be?
shit! I forgot we were doing this. I mean, Steph. Boom.
Oh, Casey snubbed LeBron out of the starting 5 in the West, and you put Demantis Sabonis in there.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get silly.
This is actually
Let's
trolling.
get silly.
I'm gonna go with.
You guys have the exact same lineup, so like,
I'll give it a different captain though. I think Luka. This is kind of like Luka's year in terms of popularity. So, yeah, I'll go with Luka.
I am
Luka as
nothing
the
if
captain.
not on brand, John. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's-
look, it's always gonna be Steph with Casey. Like if
Well,
Steph's
and
still
the
playing when he's
snubbing
42
LeBron,
and he's
that's-
averaging 10 minutes a night, Casey's still going Steph.
Let's go.
All right, let's talk reserves. This is where the conversation gets interesting. I'll start it off again. East reserves. That's what we're doing. So I will go 1 through 5 here, even though it gets a little bit wonky with the reserves. And I do have Hallie.
Oh, looks like it wasn't that far off after all.
I don't have him as the bit. Like,
Oh,
I don't.
right,
Like,
you're going
yeah,
by.
I'm, I'm giving him the point guard spot, but yeah, Casey.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got. Yeah. I got Don here, right? I snubbed him. So
I mean, that's Don't be that wrong.
no,
I'm not putting
I mean,
Donovan right there.
nothing wrong about it. This is how I feel.
You.
I have Jaylen Brown
As the point guard.
Oh,
are you
wait,
not
wait.
going 1
All
through
right,
5?
sorry,
Are you
sorry.
not going 1 through 5 anymore?
No. Yeah, my bad. Let me do a point guard here.
Someone who's more point guardish.
Freak. Good.
Well, now we know Jaylen.
I'm gonna. Dang,
While
yeah,
he
I
was
gotta
thinking,
This is a
while
tough
he was
gotta
one.
thinking, I believe Nick said when we swept AD, I think he said that's when makes sense on AD.
Yeah, it makes sense. Thanks, Nick. I'm glad it makes sense to you.
Thanks, Nick.
I think I gotta go with Halliburton.
Oh, yeah, you
Ooh,
do.
all right.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, we're still being not very. I wish you would have just gone with a hot take, even if you didn't believe it. 'Cause we're still not very exciting over here. All right, East reserves. Man, I know this is gonna happen. This is about to happen. It's Jaylen Brown,
It is.
and Casey's is also Jaylen Brown, right?
It is. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, did we not have Kyrie? Anyone in the top 4?
None of
yeah,
us
I'm
think
thinking
that
for
Kyrie will
Kyrie.
be. Okay, you're going Kyrie instead of Tyrese.
Yeah. What was I thinking? How did I forget
You
that?
forgot about Kyrie. You forgot Kyrie Irving even existed over there.
Yo.
So here's the thing. If Kyrie, so basically, I think it will be Kyrie, but again, we're going on who we think it should be, not who we think it will be. And I don't think, if I look at these 4 guards, Tyrese Halliburton, Jaylen Brown, and then back to my starters, those are Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young. I think all 4 of those guys are better than Kyrie Irving this year.
Yeah.
So yes, that is my opinion.
That's
and
where I fell on it.
it's also Casey's opinion as well. Kyrie Irving will make it probably as a starter because he'll get fan votes. Do you actually think that Kyrie Irving is better than Tyrese Halliburton this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, Kyrie, look, he's averaging like 26.8 points.
Sometimes you ask
He's
you
not-
questions that I know you already know the answer to.
Okay,
Like,
I'm just
he was
confirming.
gonna-
I'm just confirming. Tyrese Halliburton is averaging a double-double, and it's not close.
mean,
He's
that's
averaging
cool.
almost 12 assists a game.
That's cool, but he's still not better than Kyrie.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. East front court. This is. Can I give an opinion here before we even start? This is the East front court is very interesting, and we all snubbed an East
Impossible.
front court player, but I think it's like very top heavy, and then it thins out a lot, in my opinion.
My first one's easy. You want me to lead
Okay.
off?
Easy
All of
too.
ours are easy. Mine's. Oh yeah, go ahead, Casey.
I got Embiid here because I
Yeah.
didn't have him on the last page.
Right. Q.
I got Mr. DeRozan.
Wait, what?
Does he?
Who did you snub? You snubbed Jason Tatum before. You don't have Jason Tatum right there?
Oh wait,
Oh,
did
you
I
got
not have?
you got him
did
in the
pull
fourth spot.
Tatum out.
Oh wait, did I not start Tatum?
Yeah, let's
Pulled
Or
him
did I
out.
pull
You pulled him out
Okay,
for
yeah, then
you
I
pulled him
gotta
out
go
for
KD.
Kevin Durant. But hold
Yeah,
on, do you want him in the 4 spot though?
No.
Okay.
No. Let's play Jason Tatum.
Yep. And then mine's easy because I snubbed him on the starters, Kevin Durant. Casey, I'll move yours over to the 5, so it's like
All right.
consistent. East front court. I like how I said one. It was good.
Yeah, I
Point-
fixed it on
point
the
out
other
my
page for
mistakes.
you, but not on this one. Sorry.
Pointing out my own mistakes. All right, Casey, what do you got?
Front court, first on the bench in the East. That would be. Oh no! So, yeah, wait. I already put
Yeah,
Embiid in
I
there.
just moved Joel Embiid to the 5 spot. For
Ah, I got you. I was super confused for a second there. My bad. I have Siakam here.
you. Interesting. I'm gonna put him in the 4. I don't know who your other guy is. So
Yeah.
I guess-
Put him.
You wanna put him in the
Yeah,
fourth
put him
spot?
there. Put him there. Yeah. Yeah. Go wacky
Actually,
order.
okay.
Cute.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually
You calling an audible?
put DeRozan in here. I feel like he has to go. He has to. There's no other option.
DeRozan.
But he'll probably play the 3 and Tatum the 4, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. I get you. All right. Well, my person right here in the 4 spot is Orange Julius Randle. Orange Julius Randle.
I did have Randall there in this last spot, but I want DeRozan in this spot. I had DeRozan as like a wild card because we were for a second unsure about where he falls.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
So
let's toss him
Casey's
in there.
last one is DeMar DeRozan. Q, who's your last guy?
I'm
It can be any. It doesn't have
Going
to be a 5. It can be any front court.
go with. Dang, this is kind of bold to even say, but I'm gonna say Adebayo.
Wow, hot take.
Say more. Why Adebayo?
I feel he's better than Porzingis. He's averaging above 20 points per game, and he's, I think, pretty close to averaging double-digit rebounds too. So, and he's pretty popular.
Yeah.
The East's talent right now is just not the very best. In my opinion.
It thins out. It thins out in the front court for sure. So I actually have Julius Randle as the 5, and I also have Pascal Siakam, which means if DeMar DeRozan is there, he is a wild card. All right, let's go to Q first. Adebayo is interesting because like he's definitely positional value. You know what I mean? Like there's guys who are like playing better than him, you know?
Yeah, no, that is true.
All right, Q, who do you got in the wild card spot?
Dang. I feel like I'm gonna go with Zion.
Well, he's in the West, so you can't.
Oh wait, shit, duh.
That would be impressive.
I'm
if
so
Zion
happy it
Williams-
wasn't me who did that.
If Zion Williamson
Would've
made the
taken-
East All-Star team, I would be very impressed.
be-
I guess he
that'd be
could get
sick.
traded. He could get traded. I doubt
No,
I don't know why the Pelicans would do that, but
no, nothing like that. Dang, wild cards. This could just be
Q, this is why you should have decided before, because when it gets to these last two spots, it's tough.
It is bad.
All right, I'm gonna give
I'm
you a
like
second.
borderline tilting right now.
I'm gonna give you, yeah, you're like second guessing yourself right now. I'm gonna give you a second, and I'm gonna get hot takey here because I'm gonna snub somebody pretty big time, and I am gonna go with James Harden on this one,
Yeah,
the wild card.
man, you're gonna have a. I wonder if you're gonna have a.
I'm gonna have a
huge
pretty
snub
big
like me.
snub. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
a pretty
so
big
am
snub.
I mean, I already let the cat out of the bag, and I was thinking about pivoting now that it's the wild card spot, but I'm gonna stick with my guns and go Julius Randle here too. Yeah, I think he's in there. Plus, I think it was at the top of the show. I had that take, so I mean, I'm not backing
Yeah,
off
I mean,
now.
you
but,
already
I mean, I'm
said-
gonna have a massive snub.
You,
Like,
s-
it's
I
gonna be
think I don't think you said I think he should be in. I think you said I've got him. So you better stick
Yeah.
to it.
I mean, Q's gonna be pissed about my last one. So
He's gonna be pissed. All right, Q. Did we give you enough time here? You've selected
Yeah,
Bam
I'm gonna go with-
Adebayo of all people to be an All-Star this year. So
bam.
Yeah, I'm kind of second
That's a good
guessing
one.
that one.
yeah, well, when it gets down to these last few, you do.
Well, Siakam's for sure going.
All right, so you got him. All right, Siakam.
Yeah, I guess.
Swept.
Yeah, we all got Siakam in. I mean, look, okay, so stats on Siakam, he is averaging 26.2 points. He's shooting almost 35% from the 3-point line, 8.6 rebounds, and 6.8 assists. Like, it's a lot of assists for a big dude. Like, he is rivaling LeBron James in like a total stat category. Anyway. All right, Casey, you go first in your last spot
Oh, bro.
and your reveal of who you're snubbing. Or I guess last time it was Q's turn to go first, but I went, so you go.
So, for those not paying attention, I'm currently Kyrie Irvingless and James Hardenless, and it's
So you got to snub one of those two.
yeah, and I don't know, man. I feel like the right move is to put Harden here and snub.
Yeah, so if we're
Kyrie.
going on merit, all right, okay, all right, I respect it. So no Kyrie Irving in Casey's All-Star lineup.
I mean,
Q.
by the way, Kyrie's the only guy who can like get in like some crazy hot controversy about like crazy stuff, and
Will
then
he
still
even
like
make the All-Star?
they're like, but he's gonna have a boost in like the fan voting. I'm like, what? That doesn't,
You know what
okay.
you know what's funny is at the beginning we both said I actually think Kyrie Irving will be a starter, but you're like on merit alone, I don't think he should even be an All-Star.
Yeah, I think he
Um,
will be obviously, but I don't think he. Yeah, he didn't make my squad.
Yeah, this is our like who we think should be. Q to you. Who you snubbing? You gonna snub a
okay.
former MVP? Are you about to snub a former MVP? Is that what you're doing?
No. I'm gonna say something like super bold, honestly.
Hard not to.
Okay, I'm gonna take out Bam Adebayo.
No, too late. I feel like you
moving
gotta have him
backwards.
locked in.
No,
Two
I'm
rounds
gonna
later,
take
you
out-
can't
no,
take
no,
him
no,
out.
Listen, I'm gonna take out
It
Bam
was,
Adebayo.
it was because he didn't do it before, and he was like, "Oh yeah,
No,
Bam,
no,
for sure."
listen.
We're off
Then
the
he's
rails.
like,
I'm gonna
he
put
saw
it-
Bam, and
I'm
he's like,
gonna-
"Yeah, probably." And now he's like, "Wait, I'm not gonna have."
Oh,
Oh,
even do
man.
this. I
Oh,
can't even
Q
do
is
this.
reeling right now.
Go ahead.
I
Q.
actually
which way's
can't
up?
even do this.
Go ahead. All right, you think Siakam's in?
By
for
the way,
sure.
for
All right.
everybody who's
Okay,
watching,
I'm
Q was
putting.
making
No,
fun of me
no.
for laying my stuff out ahead of time
Okay,
before the
perfect,
show.
perfect.
Yeah, Q was
Right
like,
here,
"Oh, you
I'm
guys
going
need to
with
do it
James
before."
Harden and
Q was
LaMelo
practicing his
Ball.
Italian while we were.
Whoa,
writing
hold
our
on. What did you just
rosters.
say? Did you say James Harden and LaMelo Ball?
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Okay, hey.
Yes.
That's who you think should be an All-Star?
mind.
Like, you're not saying like he will be because he's popular. Like, you're like, he should be. You're like, I think LaMelo. I'm riding with Ball. I'm like with LaMelo Ball.
Yes.
Good night. And who did you snub then? You snubbed No, you said James Harden. Okay. Q's picks probably have the least like obvious snub. Other than you don't have Julius Randle, so you don't think Julius Randle will be in. You said at the beginning of the show, yes, Julius Randle should be an All-Star.
That's a good point.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
No, wait, to bail Q out, he did not say he would make it. You asked him if any of them
if he should
could,
and miss it, and
he said he kind of went maybe. He didn't fully like plant a flag there. I remember because I did.
Me out of the 3, if any of them should.
No, he's right. He caught it. It's a technicality. I think
all right. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. If you want to backtrack, that we've got the recording. We can go to the film on it, but
we have the documents.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Let me just.
The documents are in the computer.
Hold on. Let me just make this clear. I think Julius Randle could potentially be an All-Star. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that LaMelo Ball is better suited in this situation.
Okay.
And he'll
my last spot goes to DeMar DeRozan, which means I do not think I'm with Casey. I do not think Kyrie Irving should be an All-Star this year, but mainly because he's a guard. Honestly, if DeMar DeRozan is a forward. We already established that. Yeah, mainly because he's a guard. It's tough to get into to be an All-Star as a guard. And also, thank you, Nick, for making an excellent point. LaMelo Ball, he's played 8 games this season, is on Q's All-Star.
No, that is true. That is true. He is
All-Star lineup.
He has only played 8 games, but
yeah.
Still.
Now,
listen, if LeBron
VIP club, like
LaMelo, Q owns 15 LaMelo Ball rookie cards. He's just trying to get his stock to go up. So
no, false.
Yeah, so this is essentially the East to recap. This is just essentially the East lineups that we all have. So if you're watching, hop in the comments, let us know who we got wrong. Like who's just making like really dumb picks in the East. Yeah. But while we're waiting
on the last tab, we'll have a full team and we can have people vote who has the best team.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. Maybe that's why I put that tab there. I didn't know ahead of time. Thank you, though. Are you filling out the team? Is somebody filling out the team thing, by the way? Because we're gonna get.
I am. Yeah.
Casey, I knew you would be. Thank you.
I'm on it. Bro.
All right. West reserves. Well, let's reset. I'll go. Okay. Yeah. This first one, I believe, is pretty obvious and easy, and it is Ja Baby. Do we have an echo here?
Yeah, I picked up an echo there.
Yeah, well, it's not me, so.
I think it might be coming from you, Q.
I
don't hear the echo anymore.
Yep, it was you. So sorry, Q. All right, so I got John Morant.
Still echoing?
No, not now.
I don't hear it now.
You needed to mute and come back. All right, Casey, what you think?
Oh shoot. Okay, sorry. Where are we at? Where are we? West guard
reserve.
West guard reserve. I got. I'll for the exercise. I'll go SGA. I guess is the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
SGA.
Yeah. There you go. You don't get 3 names, man.
Yeah,
cut it out.
Stop that.
That's greedy.
And his brother too, Nickeil Alexander Walker. Like, what are you doing over in that family? Just stop it. All right, Quintonius, first reserve spot.
I'm gonna go with John Morant.
Okay, little Ja Baby. What is happening in our doc right now?
Murder. What?
Did SGA disappear for you?
That was weird.
I'm not typing that whole thing out again.
Yeah, leave him.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
All right. In the number 2 spot, Yeah, I forgot about somebody when I was preparing. I'm gonna go with SGA right here. I think he's a little more of a, like when he played with Chris Paul, he was a little more like a shooting guard. So shooting guard Alexander.
All right.
Casey.
I'm going to it's Ja. I flip-flopped him.
Okay.
SGA, yeah, I mean, pick your poison.
And Q, I'm gonna assume that you're being like, you're with us on this one and you're not wrong.
Sub Q.
I'm gonna go with Devin Booker.
That was the other one I was potentially gonna put into that spot. So you're not all the way wrong, you're only like half wrong, because SGA is definitely statistically better than Devin Booker.
Well, he's statistically
Actually, you know what?
better, but his team is statistically worse. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, front court. Going to the West, front court. Casey, you want to go first?
West front court. I have. Sorry, I just looked and I laughed because in this spot, I have none other than LeBron James.
As a reserve, Quentin's captain. You got Quentin's captain as a reserve.
Yep.
Quintonius, front court, reserve spot 1.
This is a good one. Dang.
Do we need to come back to you again?
Oh, no.
Yeah, come back to me for this one.
All right. My front court reserve spot 1. I'll say it really slowly.
Oh, I know.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you know now. I'm gonna put a 7-footer in the small forward spot.
Okay. Yeah. See, it can happen to anybody.
Lauri Markkanen in the 3, because I think he's a better fit at the 3 than either of my other 2 West front court reserves. Q, what do you think?
Zion.
Okay. You got him at the 3, or do you want him at the 4?
3.
Williamson. Okay, cool. I have, so Q, you were supposed to be first last time. Can you go first this time, or do you need us to come back to you again? All right, we're coming back to you. I have Zion in the 4 spot. Casey.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is where it started to get slippery for me, man. And maybe I forgot about somebody, but I'm gonna stick to my list. I honestly kind of forgot about Zion, but
Oh man, so you don't think Zion's gonna be an all-star?
Well, I'm realizing I made a massive mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, toss him in there for me. I just miscalculated. I forgot him, so yeah, put him in.
All right, Q. Who do you got in the 4 spot? Ooh, Q. That's you, Quentin.
Oh
Quintonius.
man, this is this is bad.
We need to come back to you again. Come on.
No. I just feel like I'm about to say something. You guys are gonna laugh at me.
Most likely.
Oh.
Is it JaVale McGee?
No. Why would it be JaVale McGee?
I don't know.
All right,
I'm just trying to set it up. I'm trying to make it easier for you.
I'm gonna just go with Jeremy Grant.
Hey, he was on my bubble for sure. I mean, he is like right in there. So I'm okay with it, honestly. I won't laugh at you, Q. I'll only laugh at you if you pick LaMelo Ball to be an all-star. All right,
that was my troll pick.
Q, are you ready to go first now, or do you need us to come back to you again?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, go for it.
I mean, at this point, I've really just given up.
You're like, yeah, I should have been more prepared for this. Yes, we agree.
No, it's just.
Do you need help from the chat? Okay, if you're watching this, put in the comments who you think Q should choose for his last
Bro, let's skip him and come around, because we're back to the original thing. You can do yours next if you want, but you asked me a question at the top and it has potentially.
I'm gonna go with Ayton.
Okay,
little DA.
This is a pick I would make fun of you for more than Jeremy Grant. I think this is a bad pick, but that's, hey, it's your team, man. It's your world. I think you're going to end up snubbing some people that you're going to do the same thing you did with Bam. That's my prediction. Except for now, you maybe won't, just out of spite. But
John, who you got?
look at Q's like, no, DA is in now. All right, in the 5 spot, I have the Mantis.
Nice. I mean, pretty far down, in my opinion.
I mean, I put it in positional order here.
I gotcha. I mean, I had him as the 3 in my starting line.
Yeah, that's true. Casey thinks Demantis Motis is a small forward, so it's okay.
Well, I mean, when you got AD
and Jokic, that's what he's gonna do. Yeah.
I mean, I thought I had it right.
AD would be a better floor stretcher than Sabonis, but yeah, he just doesn't. Go ahead.
So I'm back on it. I did forget about Zion, so this is a little off now, maybe, but I guess I got to put Markin in here. I will reveal that without Zion, I actually had Triple J in.
Triple J kind of like maybe deserves it this year. I mean,
dude, he does. And like the one thing that we haven't talked a lot about, and he might be the only, like the guy who stood out in this way to me. So he's honorable mention at this point, I guess, because I'm not using a wild card spot on him. But he has some swats, man. He is blocking people like a friggin' stud, and he's scoring, and he's grabbing boards. Like he's kind of doing it all, and it's impressive. Like so I had him in, but I could not.
Honestly, he just
Zion
gets a little
for Triple J.
Yeah, exactly, and he honestly just gets a little bit buried with John Morant and Desmond Bane there.
As your non-Utah fan, John, like Triple J over Markkanen wouldn't be that crazy. So like if I would
Triple J over Markkanen wouldn't be crazy, and honestly, in my opinion, Triple J over DeAndre Ayton is actually correct.
Well,
but you know what?
So if you would have asked me and I wouldn't have forgotten Zion, I probably would have bumped Markkanen, but I'm sticking to my top of the show takes, and I probably would have had Triple J in. So,
but you know what, Q? I feel like I just downed you for the Ayton pick, and I'm sorry, but I'm not. I do think you're wrong, but I just I don't want to make fun of you.
He can't be wrong about who he thinks deserves.
That's true. Yeah, that's just what's strange to me is like you don't even like the Suns. Like, kind of hate them. But you're like, yeah, DeAndre Ayton, all-star. Him and Bam Adebayo. Okay, my first wild card spot is gonna go to. Gosh, this is tough. Wait, who did I just move? I just moved someone else around here. I thought I had just moved someone else around here because I forgot him or something like that. Oh yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, my first wild card spot is gonna go to Devin.
Nice.
Casey, first wild card spot.
Yeah, I have Booker as well here.
All right, well, Q.
Sorry, Triple J, bro.
Do you have SGA as a wild card, or are you wrong?
Yes, I will put SGA in my first wild card spot.
Okay. That was the right choice. It's a good choice you made. And then my second wild card, I hope this is a hot take. I kind of hope neither of you two guys have this guy.
It's gonna be the same.
Because I think you're gonna look at him and you're gonna be like, that's a good pick. Unless you have him. Then you're gonna be like, it was obvious.
It's good.
Anthony Edwards is the last wild card. Q.
That's solid.
Or Casey, who do you got?
I had Edwards in for a sec, and then I removed him.
You bumped him
for
Zion.
This guy, and also I'm not asking permission. This is killing me. I've made the switch already. We're not losing time on the show. Jaren Jackson's in my lineup. Sorry, I was wrong about Markkanen. I got Jackson in now. It's not in the right order, but I got Bane here, Desmond Bane.
Oh, that's pretty hot takey. I mean, we did talk about him at the top, but
yeah. No,
that's specifically why I don't have Bane is because I think Edwards deserves it more.
I was back and forth. Like, yeah.
Q, who do you got in that last spot?
Sabonis.
Okay. I mean, I don't think you're wrong about Sabonis, but I mean, what I'll call out, we're all pretty similar here, honestly. The one that's an outlier is, I mean, Q, you essentially have Jeremy Grant and DeAndre Ayton, and you've snubbed Jaren Jackson. I mean, let me just read all the people you've snubbed just so you can hear them. Wiggins, we all snubbed Wiggins.
He doesn't deserve it this year.
Paul George. None of us think Kawhi deserves it this year, but I think we're right about that as a show. You've snubbed Markkanen. We've all snubbed Cat Towns. We've all snubbed Ingram, and we've all snubbed Jaren Jackson Jr. And I just heard you just heard Cat Towns, and you're like, dang it.
No, I was more thinking about Paul George.
Yeah, LA guy. Snubbed Paul George for Jeremy Grant and DeAndre Ayton. How do you feel about yourself?
Feel disgusting.
Who would you if you we're locked in? You know what? We're locked in now. But if you could go back, who would you take out for Paul George?
Jeremy Grant.
The only reason you're not saying DeAndre Ayton is because I said you would do that with DeAndre Ayton, isn't it?
Nah.
You really so you're with DeAndre Ayton more than you're with Jeremy Grant.
Yes.
All right. So Jeremy Grant is averaging 21.8. His other stats aren't that impressive. Okay. DeAndre Ayton's only averaging like 17 points a game.
True.
All right. Okay.
He's almost averaging.
You know what? I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it. So here's my case. I actually think that, because remember, this is who deserves it. I actually think Jeremy Grant does deserve it more than Paul George. Like, statistically, he is better than Paul George, and the Blazers and Clippers are like similar in standings. He's playing a little better than Paul George this year. Yeah.
But Paul George is way more.
Paul George is more integral to his team.
Exciting player to watch.
Yeah, and he's more integral to his team than Jeremy Grant, so there's a case. Plus, Paul George is like he's grandfathered into being an all-star a little bit.
Yes,
but yeah, I would actually say Jeremy Grant deserves it more. If I was with Paul George and I wasn't going to snub him, Casey and I both snubbed Paul George, then I'd have Jeremy Grant and Paul George if I were you. But I would probably have Jaren Jackson over both of them. And I obviously did have. But all right, you guys take apart my lineup. Who don't you like here? Who did I snub that you're like, that was wrong?
Also, if I can make another change too.
Okay.
I would take out DeAndre Ayton. I would take out DeAndre Ayton and put in Kawhi Leonard.
You want me to read you Kawhi Leonard's stats this year?
I don't care.
He does not care about stats. No, his name recognition overall.
He's grandfathered. I forget this. He's their grandfather.
So how, just if you had to guess, how many points a game you think Kawhi Leonard is averaging this year?
He probably averages 5 points a game, but guess what? He's still
okay. It is more than that. It is more than that.
I'm not surprised, but like I know he's injured for most of the season. He probably hasn't played that many games, but like I think he should be in there because he's the more exciting player to watch, if that makes sense.
I think of all these, if we're going with exciting to watch, I think Jaren Jackson is like a great pick for exciting to watch. He's incredibly exciting. I would actually say Kawhi Leonard's a very good player, but the way he scores is like kind of gritty and in the paint, right? Like, like he's very effective and efficient. I wouldn't call him exciting, but
John,
that's my opinion. Look,
another player
he's
that
a great player.
Another player that we all snub that's guaranteed to be in the All-Star game is Chris Paul.
Yep. Yeah. Chris Paul.
Let's bring this party to the next tab so we can talk about everybody. Yes. Like we're talking about like full teams.
Let's talk about our full teams here. So, here are our full teams, and our captains are in bold. Yeah, Chris Paul is definitely a snub on our whole podcast. Our whole podcast is low on Chris Paul. We don't think he deserves it. And honestly, I actually do. Like, I think he deserves it more than some of the forwards in the West. Like, I might even put Chris Paul above like Markkanen, maybe Sabonis. But as a guard, it's just tough, and I do think these two guards who I have in the wild card spots are both playing better than Chris Paul this year. And I would even go so far as to say maybe even Desmond Bane is playing better than Chris Paul this year.
Can you guys tell that I like point guards by my captain selection?
Yeah. So Casey's, yes, I can tell by that you like point guards by your team. You have Steph Curry, Luka, who's effectively a point guard, SGA, Ja Morant, And no, let's not say Devin Booker because he's not on his team. You got 4 point guards on your team.
Nah. Hey, I got a forward into a wild card spot though, and that was in the moment change too. So, and
got a forward.
Julius Randle, I mean,
Yeah.
and over Kyrie was sitting there, like.
No, I mean, yeah, like the 2/3 of us snubbed Kyrie as an all-star. Period.
Bro, yeah, I mean, I had 11 guards.
Yeah, I do think the all-star, the wild card spots do go to guards a lot because there's just like less guaranteed spots for them. But yeah, anyway, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Usually we close the show out with picks, but we already did our picks this week, so I guess we'll do picks another time. Or
I want to hear from our guy Nick real quick if he's still here. I want to know,
Nick, if you're around, what do you think? Maybe he's probably out because he's like, these guys just aren't. They don't know anything.
He's like, no Chris Paul. What?
No Chris Paul. He's like a big Chris Paul fan. No, he said he's a big Hallie fan, and we all have Hallie.
Yeah.
So,
bro, but nobody else had Hallie in the starting lineup. So,
yeah, I mean that's a stretch. So yeah, and
you want to know what helps do it for me? I saw an interview.
I didn't have
Hallie where he talks about one of his best friends in college, none other than Brock Purdy. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
this Hallie guy. Boy,
that's true.
right.
So you legitimately think LaMelo Ball deserves to be an all-star more than Tyrese Halliburton?
Quentin? No, but I would like to see him because he's exciting to watch.
Halliburton's exciting. Halliburton gets more dimes than LaMelo, and they're like, oh, all right. Look, you know what, Quentin? You're allowed to feel your feelings. You're allowed to have your opinions. I don't think they're great, on this one, but
I don't think yours are great on this one.
Yeah, that's okay. Who do you not like on my squads?
I mean, I think your picks are good. The Markkanen one,
it's a little homerish. If he wasn't a forward, if he wasn't a front court player, yeah, he's not in for sure.
I'm not a fan of that one. And also the Anthony Edwards one.
Yeah. Do you think he doesn't deserve it?
But I don't know if he'll actually get it.
Okay.
Felix is calling you out here, Q. You're the only guy who had either of these guys. And yeah.
I do think if we're saying who does it, so just Felix, if you're just catching up with us, we're saying who we think deserves it, not necessarily who we think it will be. But yeah, I do think that probably if we were saying who it will be, Q might be most accurate. Like maybe both of them will make it, but Kawhi doesn't deserve it this year.
But
if we're being honest.
Also, if you're just listening to this, what Felix wrote is no chance both Kawhi and Paul George make the All-Star. And also, if you're just listening to this, man, I can't imagine a more confusing episode to be just listening to. So definitely check out on YouTube.
Check us out on YouTube.
Visually keep up with everything that's been going on.
I think they should, because those are the type of players that have, traditionally done a lot for the NBA.
Yeah.
And yeah, all these other guys are fairly new, like 1, 2-time, 3-time All-Stars. Whereas these guys have been in the league for so long. And they've just been doing it. So I think they should be in the All-Star team.
Is that what makes an All-Star to you, though? I mean,
that's the thing.
Why do we do it every year?
Who deserves
then?
it that year?
Why don't we just do one team every decade then? And then those guys will fit. But
bro, that's how it usually is. What do you mean? It's usually
right,
like
but we're not picking who we think will be there. So who do you think deserves?
Who do we deserve?
I was really leaning into that a little bit more, like less away from like the.
I actually mean, this is so on that.
Your reasoning.
Yeah,
your reasoning for picking them is different from my reasoning. I think they deserve to be there because they've been doing it for so long. And yeah, I just think
so. Felix plays fantasy basketball with us, and his response to Q is that he should use Kawhi in fantasy. So if you believe in him so much,
no,
no,
he sits like most of the time. Yeah. So I actually think this is. Do you remember a few years back? So Adam Silver, the commissioner, has the power to just use basically like a I don't know, just say like, hey, this person's an all-star, like give them the spot. And a few years back when Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki were having their last season, he did that on both of them because both of them like weren't really having an all-star season and they didn't get in. I wouldn't be against him doing something like that for Kawhi, but I definitely don't think he deserves to get in on merit this year. And I don't think, to be fair, I don't think he cares about that, right? Like he's not optimizing for that, which is fine. So
impromptu question. That's a great thing to bring up. So John, you and I both snubbed a pretty huge guy. Still probably the weirdest feeling thing that we didn't have Kyrie in there. Is he a potential candidate for something like that? Or is he especially not because of the negative press?
I don't think Adam Silver would use use that on him.
But yeah.
But I think he'll get in and probably be a starter. So
yeah, I mean that wouldn't play out, so I guess we would never know. But like, yeah.
Oh my god.
It would shock the world.
I just realized I would not have Kyrie.
Yeah, I would say that Adam Silver would. I would say Kyrie is Kyrie is a hot take, and statistically, he probably kind of does deserve it. I think there are so many more East guards that like kind of deserve it more, right? Like if I'm looking at my guards in the East, I've got Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden. I think all 5 are better than Kyrie this year. Like they deserve it a little more than Kyrie this year. If I was going to switch him out for anyone, it would actually be James Harden. So I would snub a former MVP only because James Harden hasn't played very many games.
That's exactly where I was. I was about 51 Harden, 49 Irving, and that's it was tough. That was a weird spot to be in. With
Kyrie
one spot
Irving
left,
is
like,
the actual NBA champion, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's the All-Star game.
It's not. Is he a champion this year? I didn't realize this year he's a champion.
Well, is James Harden the MVP this year? Oh, I didn't realize he was.
I didn't make that case. Those weren't even my words.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to John.
Yeah, no, I mean it's about the All-Star game, right? Like that's why I almost snubbed James Harden as well, because it's like you're not the MVP this year. But I do think he's a little better than Kyrie this year. And honestly, Kyrie's actually scoring a little bit better than Harden. But like Harden is very close to averaging a double-double on points and assists, and that's tough. And he's scoring a lot, and he's shooting well from the 3-point line. That's actually the one that could change, right? Like if Harden keeps playing as well as he is or better, then I've got him above Kyrie. But if he falls off at all, especially on the assist side, then I would put Kyrie ahead of him between now and the All-Star game. But I still think Tyrese Halliburton deserves it. Like he deserves it this year.
I will say this for Kyrie though. That's like he's bubble anyway. Like I said, almost had him anyway, and I think he's like generally trending up. So like obviously, if anybody like just takes a breather here, on the like everybody's on phenomenal pacing for the year that's on this list.
Yeah.
So if anybody like falls out of favor a little bit, like he's going to be right there, and he's probably going to continue to trend up. So like these guys might even have to step up their game to like fend him off in this imaginary world where Kyrie's not in. Yeah, it's not gonna happen anyway. If
I were gonna do anybody, I would actually snub Julius Randle, put DeMar DeRozan in that spot, and then put Kyrie in that spot if I were gonna do. But I'll stick with what I have.
I thought about doing that exact thing, but I didn't want to go back on my Julius Randle at the top. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he of my lineup, I think he deserves it the least. Honestly. Well, I mean that's it. We're not gonna do picks today. So Casey, take us out. Say the YouTube things.
Triple Cross, thank you for watching today's podcast, program, show, whatever you want to call it. We really appreciate it. So if you are here right now and you enjoyed watching this, please hit the like button on the video so that we know you liked it. Also, if you want to catch more of our videos in the future, make sure you subscribe to our channel. That way you just know about all the awesome stuff that we do. And for our live shows, just so you get notifications so you can instantly pop into these live shows, contribute in live chat, hit the bell icon to get notifications. And yeah, like I said, you can contribute. We'll have a good time together. That's going to do it for us here at Triple Cross. For the other two guys, until next time, keep it real.